Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen. This is Loki. This little bit of fur you can see is Samuel. And today we are watching For All Mankind Season 2, Episode 8. We are almost done with Season 2, which is, again, I always say this, but it really does feel like it just goes by so fast when the seasons are only like 10 episodes. Like, I come from the era of many episodes of TV every year, so it doesn't feel like a full season to me when we only get 10. That being said, I love this show so much, and I think they pack a lot of quality content into the 10 episodes that they do give us, and they are pretty long. I think this episode is like almost an hour and 10 minutes, so love that. But what I do not love is one of the places we left off in the last episode, which was with Karen and Danny, I believe, who is, you know, her son's childhood friend making out. I'm sorry, that is like the biggest ick. So gross to me. I don't know why that would be a storyline that would be necessary. I don't know where it's going, but I feel like wherever it's going, it probably could have been accomplished without it being his childhood friend, personally. Just, it's a big no for me. Which is kind of the first thing that this show has done that I'm like, I don't know about the writing choice of that, you know? Anyway, sorry, this is the intro. So there's that, but I'm very excited to see where we go with Ellen being temporarily in charge. The fact that we just took back, the United States just took back the one drilling station on the moon. Very excited / apprehensive to see where that whole storyline goes, because they're also putting weapons on Pathfinder. I just feel like it's inevitably going to, like, explode. And that I'm not excited for. But I'm excited to see the fallout, I guess, and, like, where it takes the characters that we know and love. Anyway, that is far too much rambling for the beginning of an episode. So without any further ado, let's get right into this one.
Proceed as planned.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate the way you handled this situation under extremely difficult circumstances.
Thank you, sir. That's very kind.
I'd like to officially nominate you to the Senate as the new permanent administrator of NASA.
Well, sir, that's quite an honor.
Does she want it, though?
I'm not sure what to say.
Your country needs you, Ellen. But take your time and think it over.
I mean, that's
Thank
like,
you, everyone.
no pressure, but pressure.
So... Wow.
Congratulations. Well, old man knows how to pick 'em.
Thanks, I think.
What, are you holding out for a bigger office than Margot?
I would just like to think it over, that's all.
Think what over, Ellen? This is our ticket to Mars. With you in the cabinet, it'll become a priority again.
Which is what she wants.
Maybe.
But she has to sacrifice
I'll think about it.
her happiness for it, you know? They don't understand because they don't know what's going on.
So the Soviets have delayed the launch of their Buran shuttle. Probably for repairs. Wheeled it back into the maintenance building this morning. I told you so. They got smart people over there, too. Probably figured out your little O-ring problem all by themselves.
Probably so.
No. She helped. But I'm glad he doesn't suspect that she helped. You know?
Here you go, sir.
Ah, Jesus, Ed. Don't you got anything better to do than to come all the way down to Florida just to screw up my launch?
I want to take one last look at these old shuttles before my Pathfinder make them all obsolete.
Bad chance. Pathfinder's like a chihuahua compared to my sweet red.
Yeah, you just listen to the big kids up front. Don't touch anything. You'll be just fine.
It's sweet that Ed came down to make sure he's okay.
proud of you, man.
Thanks. Couldn't have done it without you.
You ready?
As he'll ever be.
Godspeed.
Right. I hope everything goes good. Happy music.
I'm back, baby! I'm back.
That's good. Okay, he seems to be good right now. Cautiously optimistic.
You can sit back now.
Uh-oh.
You have what we call normal tension glaucoma.
What does that mean?
It's a rare condition. No one knows exactly what causes it.
Ow.
It means that your eye pressure is within the normal range, but your optic nerve has been damaged.
Well, I can tell you what caused it for her.
It could be a problem with the amount of
Radiation.
blood that's being supplied to the optic nerve, or you could have a sensitive optic nerve. Or there could be other conditions that have impaired circulation.
Like radiation?
Possibly. I don't know of any studies looking at that as a cause. Were you exposed to an unusual amount of radiation on your last trip to the moon?
Not as far as you know.
I see. And I assume you have not had an exam by the flight surgeon at NASA.
Could you just tell me about the treatment?
Well, the treatment to slow down the loss of vision would probably entail prescription eye drops combined with oral medication
So
and
she's
possibly
gonna lose
surgery.
her sight?
Surgery?
Possibly. But again, we're talking about slowing down the
You can't stop
deterioration of
it.
your vision, not stopping it, and certainly not reversing it.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, so you're saying that you want to cut open my eyeballs, but that's not going to fix it?
I don't want to cut open anything. It's just a possibility. But no, it's not going to fix this.
Oh, shit.
I'm very sorry, Miss Comp. Glaucoma is not curable. You could ask for a second opinion, but I'm quite certain that you're going to experience a progressive loss of vision from now on, and ultimately permanent blindness.
Oh, no. Poor Molly.
Thank you, Doc.
She's doing that to stop from crying. She's letting out her emotion up here. She wants to go back to space.
Pathfinder is not a warship.
But we're packed with missiles and shooting things out of the sky.
Pathfinder's weapon system is intended primarily for self-defense.
How is it
Primarily.
different?
But not exclusively.
Yeah.
So in theory, these same missiles could be used for offensive purposes. Am I right?
That's not in the mission plan.
But that
This flight is
doesn't
a test
mean
of the entire
no.
Pathfinder system, and as such, it is appropriate that we test this newest component. But it is only a test.
Trying to turn NASA into the military, sounds like. This is what Ellen doesn't want. I wonder how Ed feels about it, because he was in the military.
Isn't this everything you always wanted?
She doesn't want her to resent her for choosing her
You would be in charge of NASA. You could
over
finally get to Mars.
Hey.
NASA.
You're what I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute. I just feel like Pam doesn't want her to give up her dreams for her, you know? Which sucks. Not that she doesn't want her to give up her dreams for her, but because I really like them. And Tracy hasn't seen him since he like lost the weight and everything, right? Ah, that's sweet. I like it.
We went to the moon with this bad design while you were literally in diapers.
Yeah, do you not realize how much
Maybe you should have worn
technology
diapers during Gemini.
had changed? Ooh.
Get out.
Sure thing. Peanut.
I was gonna say she's using the story Margot told her. But the thing is, like, surely they realize that technology changes.
Your dad's the cook?
Yeah.
I'll try the pho.
Pho?
Pho.
Pho. Okay. I always thought it was pho too. Uneducated. Is her dad also supposed to be the cook? So could that be her sister? Wonder if he's like, why is this girl looking at me? Or if she looks enough like her mom that he recognizes.
Hold on.
I mean, I guess it's the first time. Maybe it isn't the best time to be like, hey, I might be your long lost daughter who you gave up for adoption.
God, what are you doing? Creeping up on me.
I've been standing right here.
Very funny.
Told myself she's got a lot in her mind. I'll leave her be. Told myself that every time you'd bite my head off for no reason, or every time you just sit there silently, not wanting to talk about anything. Well, I'm done leaving you be. Okay, I'm done. Because there's something going on and you need to tell me what it is.
What do you want to say?
I want you to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the truth.
I think he deserves... Sorry. He deserves...
Whatever it is, we'll get through it.
I don't know if we will.
Because she doesn't know if she will.
Called normal tension glaucoma.
I would need further explanation. I'd be like, I'm a dumbass. Just tell me what the fuck that means. I really like them as a couple. And I really like them as characters. So, like, I just want them to be okay individually. And
I couldn't handle losing the most important thing in the world to me.
yeah.
You. And it was all my fault. I mean, you have your moments, but
Fuck you.
I'm the one that screwed up our marriage, Trace. The lying, the cheating, not being there when you needed me.
I'm glad he's...
Even when I was there. I know I wasn't.
I'm glad he's self-reflective to this extent. Like, I'm very proud of him, actually.
It all just came apart. I heard you talking to Jimmy about a happy time, and I just knew right then in my heart that I wouldn't ever have a happy time again until I was back with you.
Oh, Gordo.
That's why I'm here, Trace.
I feel like now it's awkward.
I'm here to get you back. Hell, I even told Sam.
He did. He did.
Sorry, you what?
To his face, I said, I'm getting Tracy back, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Gordo, what did he say?
You're welcome to try, basically.
God damn it, Gordo.
Wait. He said, Tracy is like a wild horse. No one's ever gonna catch her. Unless you want to be caught.
That's what I said. Which honestly, I think is a very, like, big compliment.
Catch me if you can.
That sounds like she wants him to.
All seems good, no?
No. Yes. Seems good.
But the problem is that from this position, we are blocking all views from both Soyuz and the pole.
Yeah.
I suppose.
You know, where will the camera go? No one will see this.
Yeah, the whole point is for
No
people
point
to
doing
see
a
it.
symbol of peace if no one
Yeah.
can see it. Okay. Well, if one side had to host,
Moscow would prefer it be the Soviet Union.
Of course they
and Washington would prefer it be Apollo.
They should have sex.
What if we just flip a coin?
Not to be cavalier.
That would be acceptable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh. Oh no, they have to be close to each other.
Under.
This is very rom-com of them
Sorry,
to do.
you're gonna have to back up. I can't get.
My pants are caught.
Well, maybe I could get here.
Oh no, someone. Yep. Someone's about to interrupt.
Yes?
Miss Madison, there is a situation I think you need to deal with.
Could have let her kiss first. You were the one suggesting the red, man.
Bill Strausser quit. And evidently you're the cause.
Me? I did call him Peanut.
Sorry, it's bad.
Bill Strausser is a valuable member of this team who has given over 20 years of loyal service to this agency, and he does not deserve to leave because some dumb kid shot her mouth off and humiliated him. Convince him to come back, or find yourself another job.
Excuse me?
Alita, I stuck my neck out for you. You owe me at least.
I don't owe you a damn thing.
Calm down.
No, don't tell me to calm down. You don't get to tell me anything, ever. If you want to fire me, go ahead. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
This is what you do, isn't
What?
it?
honestly.
Stand up for myself?
That's why you've been fired from every job you've ever had. Going gets rough and Alita gets going, right?
Fuck you.
I think you're doing a pretty good job of that yourself. You want to blow this job, go right ahead. But if you want to be an aerospace engineer, this is the end of the road.
Honestly, I think Aleda has like valid built up anger towards Margot because of everything that happened when she was a teenager. But also, like, she got a lot of trauma. So it's very possible that she does make things like blow up before, like, she, as a way to protect herself, she's like, I'll quit because, you know, she feels like they're gonna fire her. I don't know.
Even after Neil regained control, we didn't know how badly damaged the capsule was, so I stayed with everyone. It was an hour until an Air Force pilot saw their chutes deploy over Okinawa. We got word that they splashed down and they were okay. We jumped up and we cheered. It was the first time I'd ever been part of a moment like that. And I'm standing there cheering. And Frank Bedlow looks at me and says, Bill, did you pee your pants? People still talk about it. 20 goddamn years later.
I was shot.
What?
Shotgun. Rock salt, but there was some birdshot in it too.
She's trying to share a vulnerable story too.
I just remember this loud noise and being on the ground and then just getting up and running. I don't wear any tank tops or bathing suits or halter tops or any of that shit. Nobody gets to see that. I have my own shame, Bill. And believe me when I say that I'm really sorry I made you feel yours all over again.
I just feel bad for Lita.
It's Margaret Thatcher.
And Bill, I guess.
Needs to be in the form of a question.
Like, he was trying to help.
Fuck you.
I just want to say...
How about you don't say anything and we pretend that never happened, because it was awkward as fuck and weird and I hated it.
Maybe it's a little more friendly than it should have been, but...
Yeah, it was way too friendly. That is your son's friend. Childhood friend. Not even adult friend.
We can move on. We don't have to keep talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to pretend that that never happened.
Good night, Danny.
Good night, Mrs. Baldwin.
Yeah, he literally fucking calls her Mrs. Baldwin. Can we talk about that?
Your hair and your lips. All I can do is think about holding you in my arms.
Stop talking.
Just find somebody your own fucking age.
Stop talking.
If this happens again, you guys, I mean, oh. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Like, I don't want to see this at all. Next.
Turn off the lights.
Yeah, turn off the lights so I can't see anything because this is fucking disgusting. Ma'am.
Go. Now.
I don't like this storyline. Like, I don't understand why it's necessary. I hope somebody fucking comes in and stops this shit.
You really gonna sell this place?
Did she really have sex with her son's childhood friend? That's what I'm stuck on. Sorry.
First they ever came here. They had the grand opening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, how old was he on that day? Just out of curiosity. 4? 5? No, I'm sorry. He had to have been old enough to go to a bar, but...
Everyone wants to go to space.
I don't.
Not me. Never have.
Damn, I don't want to have anything in common with her.
Never sold tickets to space, right?
Well, not NASA, but
Doubt it.
other people are in 2024.
Someone will.
Yep.
And they're gonna make a killing.
Karen,
You called me Karen.
I love you.
Oh my god.
No, you don't, Danny. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
This
I
is
love
why
you,
you don't
Karen.
have sex with children.
Okay.
One. And then also your son's
get a
childhood friend.
grip here.
Like, I know he's over
You know
18.
what I think about.
But, like,
No.
I'm sorry, what did
I've
you
been in
think
love
was
with you.
happening?
What? No, that's not what
For
this
years
is.
now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll leave the academy. We can find a place to live in the city.
What?
Do you
Danny,
not...
that's not. That's
Yeah,
not
maybe
what
you
this-
should have talked about it
This is
before
not love.
you
It's not going any
had
further.
sex with him.
I thought we just
When
had.
he's
We
like
had a
18,
really
19
great
years
time.
old.
We did. It was really, really great. Okay, and it was something that we both wanted and needed. Maybe. I mean, I know I wanted it, and I needed it, and so
No.
I did it,
No, I don't think you did.
and it was great.
Mm.
Hey, you're great. You're great, sweetie. But it's over.
Yeah, it should have never
It's over.
fucking
It doesn't have to be.
started.
Yes, it does.
Why?
Because I said so. Okay. It's over.
You
Get
realize
dressed.
that's what you say to, like, your kid,
Just
right? Because I said
be out the
so.
back door, all right? Just lock it behind you like you're the last one that was here, and I'll leave later on.
At least she ended it. But literally just because he, being very young and naive, was like, I'm in love with you. And, like, also, is that the first time he's called her Karen, really? Like, he calls her Mrs. Ball. I'm sorry. Like, that is just... Not really sure what she thought she was doing with that one. Except for being hella fucking inappropriate. That was disgusting. I hated that.
Sorry.
Something bad's about to happen. I feel it.
Movement.
See? See?
Where? 10
I'm
o'clock.
fucking
I
psychic.
saw something
No.
flash at the top of that ridge.
Something bad's about to happen.
Are you sure?
The USS, yeah,
I don't think we're
they're coming.
anywhere up there.
Yep,
Wait. Got it.
something bad's happening.
We got company.
Lopez, keep her covered. Roger.
Switching frequencies.
Внимание! Советские космонавты.
Американцы.
Правительство США заявило свое право на эту зону.
Мы не делаем ничего плохого.
Правительство США заявило свое право на эту зону.
Мы уйдем.
Вам приказано немедленно отсюда уйти.
Дойти до двух ящиков. Быстрее. Пожалуйста, опустите оружие. Мы вам не гроза. Не стреляйте. Stay cool, guys. Продолжай говорить, никаких быстрых движений. Мы все объясним. Дайте нам 1 минуту.
Not trust it.
Немножко чуть-чуть до этого, до ящика. Там внутри. Мы не делаем ничего плохого. Не волнуйтесь, пожалуйста, не волнуйтесь.
What's in that case?
Мне просто надо залить.
Is that a gun? Stop! Step away from the case!
I bet it's not gonna be anything.
Подожди.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Enemy down.
You! Stay away from the case!
It's probably not even anything.
Shit.
Go, go, go! God damn it.
This is what happens when people get trigger happy. It's gonna be nothing, I bet.
It's bad. Wait one.
Jesus, this guy's on fire.
How? How the fuck are they on fire?
Hold on, buddy. You got a hole in your suit, but we're gonna patch you up.
Oh, it's because of the hole in the
Sound
suit?
off.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Breathe, buddy. Breathe. You're gonna be okay.
They were on fucking fire.
This guy needs a medevac ASAP.
Fuck me.
Let's just secure their weapons.
There's no weapons, I bet.
Aye, aye.
Martin 1, Houston, what's your situation? I say again, Martin 1, Houston, request status update.
They're probably dead. And there's probably no weapons.
Houston. Mardet actual. Site is secure. We have 2 enemy casualties, 1 dead, 1 wounded. Medevac inbound.
Get the White House.
Yeah, it's a fucking international incident. What was in the crate? Show me what's in the fucking crate.
Jesus. Skipper,
What is it?
there are no weapons.
Yeah,
And what were they reaching for?
their communication.
Oh my god.
Their fucking translation thing. I knew that giving these people fucking guns and then saying hostile intent was going to fucking go bad. You guys, of course it's gonna go bad. You can't tell hostile intent. It's just too fucking broad. They didn't even have hostile intent. They were trying to figure out how to fucking communicate. I mean, maybe they had, I can't say for sure that they didn't have hostile intent, but like, what the fuck? You don't know what they're reaching for because you have weapons. You assumed that they had weapons too, which I'm not saying that they don't have weapons, but it's just like, it's very frustrating because it's like if you have bad intentions, like the idea of it is like, then you assume everyone else has bad intentions. Also, sorry, this is beside the point, but I think I have like a sinus infection because this whole side of my face feels very warm. And I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but this cheek is like red, quite red. Anyway, yeah, it's very frustrating because, ooh, sorry, felt really good to stretch my leg out. I just wish that I didn't see this coming, you know? Like the second that we had the episode where they're talking about hostile intent or hostile action, I'm like, this is obviously going to go poorly because sure, if they were actually taking hostile actions, you could be like, yeah, that's a hostile action. Of course, I still think there's a lot of gray area, especially in a relationship as contentious as the one in this show between the United States and the USSR. I just think that there's just so much room for negative interpretation in that relationship already, that when you tell people, like, hostile intent, it's just how could you ever prove that the intent was hostile? Also, like, one is wounded, one is dead, the other is probably gonna die. Like, they fucking caught on fire, like, for reaching for a translation thing. And I know that the military people, like Angela from Bones, are gonna feel horrible about that, but it's just I feel like this is why you need people, and like, they're from the military, right? But I feel like you need people who can be more calm in that situation to be in that situation, right? Like, I don't know. You can't just assume that they're reaching for, like, at least wait till they start pulling it out of the box to see what the fuck it is. You know? Like, you're assuming a lot based on a preconceived prejudice that you have. And it's just frustrating to watch, I guess, right? Like I said, it was inevitable. The military putting weapons on the moon means, I mean, in a story, right? I mean, probably in real life too, but definitely in a story, if there's something that is there, it's going to later be used. That's just the way stories work, you know? So the fact that they were given permission to defend this base from hostile intent with weapons meant that inevitably there was going to be a mixed communication, fucked up communication, where hostile intent was perceived and the guns were used, right? Like, we all knew that from the moment that it was introduced, yeah? It's just frustrating to see it play out. And also, I do not know enough about, like, space to know that if you got a hole in your suit and you were shot, like, would you catch on fire? Because that's fucking horrifying. Like, it's one of those things that's like, if you're gonna shoot me in space, fucking shoot to kill. Because I would like to be dead before I catch on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's horrifying. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I'm going to talk about Karen and Danny a tiny bit. I feel like I said most of everything I needed to say during the episode, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. I personally do not understand what this storyline is giving us in the show, and therefore why it's necessary. Again, personally, all it's giving me is the ick and making me feel very differently about Karen than I have in the past, where I've been frustrated with her at times. But I've always sort of gone back to, like, understanding where she's coming from in the situation, right? She's made I want to say lots of mistakes. She's made a few mistakes, you know, because she's, I think, a very well-written, three-dimensional character who has flaws. Like, all the characters have flaws, and that makes them so much more real and beautiful and accessible to us, right? However, like I said, I don't know what this storyline is supposed to give us. Like, if the intention is Karen is feeling unseen by Ed in their marriage, and so she's seeking validation outside of their marriage because feeling unseen by him in their marriage, it could have been done more successfully, in my opinion, with someone that was not her son's childhood friend, that literally slept over at her house as a child. Like, I think we're supposed to think that she was there when he was born. Like, Ed and Gordo have been friends for a long time. Like, it, you know, at the very least, she knew him as like a very small child and probably like a toddler, probably earlier, you know? I don't know. It feels to me like they didn't need to go there. In fact, I thought when they first introduced the older Danny and the older Kelly, Kelly in the first place, I guess, because we hadn't met her before. But when they first introduced them, I thought they were going to go a romance storyline with those two. And I was like, yeah, I'm here for this. That's cute. Gordo and Ed sort of being like in-laws a little bit, if it worked out. Yeah, this though, I'm just really not a fan of. And it's the first time in this show that I've been like, I just don't like the writing of that. Like, I don't like the concept of that storyline. I don't like the execution of that storyline. I get absolutely nothing from that storyline except feeling worse about a character that I already liked. Because I don't think it's Danny's fault. Like, he, to me, is the child in this situation, you know? It's normal for him to have an infatuation. And I know he's over 18. I know it's not illegal. I know she's not doing anything that's, like, legally wrong as well as morally wrong. But I definitely think she's doing something morally wrong. One, cheating. Two, with someone as young as who she cheated with. You know. But, yeah, just not a fan of the storyline. Not a fan of the writing of it. Not a fan of it existing. Not really sure why it does exist, personally. I still love the show. I just could have really honestly done without that entire arc. And I hope that we just abandon it and pretend it never happened now. I don't know. Although I also feel like Ed deserves to know that his wife cheated on him, so who knows. A storyline that I'm actually very interested in and want to see how it goes is Kelly and her search and possible finding of her father and sister. I think that her wanting to know who she is very, like, where she comes from, is very valid, and I hope that she gets to have that conversation with her dad and maybe her sister, or maybe this is what she needed to, like, close the chapter. I don't know. It would be nice to get to see her connect with them, explore things about her culture, where she comes from, and to see her really connect to other Vietnamese people and to get to see her connect to that part of who she is, because I think that would just be a really beautiful storyline and I would be interested in seeing it, you know? I also am very interested in the Molly Wayne situation, like where it's gonna go. Like, obviously she's gonna lose her vision. I hope that that is not just the first of many things that the radiation has done to her. I felt so strongly for her in the scene where she's like trying to get back to space, because I think she realizes now that they won't let her back in space because her vision already seems to be pretty significantly impaired if she did not see Wayne like this far from her face trying to give her the beer, you know? So I don't know. I love them as individuals and as a couple, and so I really hope that we see more of them, even if it is sad. Because, yeah, I really like them, and I like their relationship. I think it's very honest for the most part. Like, obviously she was lying to him about the radiation for a hot second, but I think that they have a really nice relationship. And so, I don't know. I would love to see Molly get to go back to space again, and maybe that be the last thing that she got to see But I don't know if that's going to happen, and I worry for where that's going to put her mentally, you know, having this thing that she loves so much taken away. Speaking of something you love being taken away, or possibly being taken away, I just really worry / feel that the Ellen and Pam storyline is not going to get the happy ending that I want for it to have. I feel like Pam is going to feel like Ellen giving up this thing that she's wanted for so long for her isn't going to make Ellen happy in the long run, and then Pam is going to sacrifice their relationship in order to let Ellen stay at NASA. And it makes me sad, because I just wish that we lived in a world, or the characters lived in a world, where they could have both, and there was no reason that one would have to negate the other. I don't know. I just thought they were really cute, and I really wanted them to get a happily ever after, but I don't know. The more we see, the bigger my doubt is that that's going to play out, unfortunately. However, to make it a little bit happy again, I do think that there is a possibility for Gordo and Tracy to get a happily ever after, which I think I would be here for, because I have liked them and disliked them and liked them again and then disliked, you know, I've gone back and forth on them quite a few times. But I think that Gordo does really love Tracy. I think that in the past he wasn't capable of being the person that she needed, or capable of showing that love in a way that felt like love, if that makes sense. But I'm glad that now he seems to have grown and changed and had enough self-reflection to realize where he fucked up and that he fucked up, and is willing to change and become a better version of himself that ideally would not continue to fuck up, you know. So I like that. I liked the catch me if you can little moment. I like them. I don't think she's happy with Sam Cleveland. I don't think that he understands her in the same way that Gordo does. I think that her and Gordo are kind of like two sides of the same coin, you know, and they kind of have that same reckless abandon within them, and that it makes them work well together. It also makes them clash very hard and not work so well together at times. But I think ultimately I like them and I would root for them. Oh yeah, I also wanted to talk about Aleda and Bill. I really loved their scene together, where he was being vulnerable and telling her like the full story of how he became Peanut, essentially. And it really made you feel for his character, which honestly I really enjoyed, because we've seen his character since season 1. Like, I'm pretty sure he's in the first episode, and he's always been sort of like he's not a character that you super root for, right? Like, if I remember correctly, and I could be remembering incorrectly because this is not what it used to be, but I feel like he was the one in season 1 that was like getting upset at Margot for figuring stuff out, and then she got moved to like the big room eventually, you know, and like she was right. So I think that it really gave you a deeper understanding of his character and like who he is, which we haven't seen up until now. We've only seen bits and pieces of him being kind of like snarky and dismissive. And so I really liked that look into his character. And I also liked Aleda being vulnerable and having to sort of relate to somebody and like reveal a part of herself that maybe she feels uncomfortable revealing, because someone else revealed something that was uncomfortable, right? Like, I like that she was able to be vulnerable with him and to share a little bit of her trauma. And yeah, I think, again, like I said during the episode, especially after hearing her story, if she does have some pent-up anger and resentment towards Margot because she turned her out when she didn't have anywhere else to go, you kind of can't blame her, you know? And sure, I think Margot maybe didn't know the full extent of the situation, so I'm not like saying Margot's a horrible I like Margot. But I also can't blame Aleda for maybe being mad at her still a little bit, you know? Speaking of Margot, though, her and Sergey, like that was straight out of a rom-com shit. And honestly, that relationship I am here for. Give me more of that, less of Karen being really fucking inappropriate, you know? Give me the cuteness. I'm here for the cuteness. Yeah, is there anything else? Oh, I think the last thing I really want to say is I'm really interested to see how the girl that is with Ed on the Pathfinder mission, like how she's going to react to whenever they go up, because obviously with the way this episode ended, shit's changed. The situation is, you know, it's like, sorry, it's not very descriptive, but it's just like, we're in the shit now, right? So it's probably going to be not just defensive, but also offensive, like, which it was capable of being offensive anyway, but now Pathfinder has more reason to be offensive, you know, not offensive, but on the offense. So yeah, honestly, I understand that girl. If I was an astronaut, which is about science and exploration and just trying to further humanity's understanding of the stars and space and all of that stuff, I wouldn't want to be a part of a military operation, because as an astronaut, that's not really what I signed up for. So I'm really curious to see how she's going to feel going forward now that I feel like shit has truly hit the fan. I feel like Ed will suck it up and go back to like military Ed, which is kind of unfortunate because that's part of the toxicness of Ed that I don't love, but we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me. He has before. Yeah. Anyway, I think that I've literally talked about probably every single thing in this episode and rambled on at you and just like word vomited, so I'm sorry. But hopefully you enjoyed it. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed it and you want to see the entire full-length reaction to this episode, you can right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below. You can watch this episode and all the previous episodes of For All Mankind over there, watch along style, full length with me. And if you are wanting to see the next episode, it is also over on Patreon right now if you're watching this on YouTube. So we can see how the shit hits the fan together if you want. Yeah, I think that's all the rambling I have to do. So I hope to see you guys next time for episode 9, the penultimate episode of season 2. Can't believe we're finally here. Until then, bye guys. Also, I just realized how much green we're really leaning into this episode. Like, I got the green pen, the green Knuckle Bump Farms shirt, the green light, the green eyes. You know, I'm just very green today.